Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another Final Fantasy Revexes video. And before we get into it, I'm not going to be humble when I say this comment. I think you guys have been waiting for this video, waiting all day for me to make this video, because I do have a lot of things I want to say. But I want to be helpful first. So my opinion on this ticket here is going to be secondary. It's going to be at the end of the video. Right now, I'm going to help you guys out what you should be picking. So the huge cutoff point, you shouldn't even be looking if you're a new player, and this is mainly for new players for this part. You shouldn't even look. You should be scrolling down quite a bit here, because all this stuff here is really old, and you'll probably pull them through EX tickets or free pulls and things like that. So I wouldn't even worry about a lot of these units here. You'll get them eventually. All right, so we're gonna look at the first one here, Sky. Sky just got some buffs. I don't know if you're gonna be able to get her intrinsic ability again, if you didn't already get it. But if you've been playing since Anniversary, and you don't have a lot of Skies, she's definitely a viable option. By the way, don't spend them all until you got at least 5 or more. We'll be talking about very soon why you would want to have more than 5 just to cash in. But Sky is a very good option here. She's very strong. She's been proven for months and months and months and months and months and months and months. She is almost best in the slot in every situation, besides maybe 1 or 2 where someone else might have been better. But in most cases, she's a generic, very strong finisher that you can slot in to get that rank 1 clear. There are some other ones, like I tried scrolling past the Ling, but she's still good, but kind of falling off a little bit. Here's Kresnik. Kresnik has been proven that he's very valuable, even though he's one of the older. He's actually in the span of Clash of Wills units. He's actually one of the oldest batches, but he's still very valuable because of the morale generation that he can get you. Bulwark is also an option. He's still really good, but I think he really needs the thing where you can just get triple cast permanently. I think that's honestly the only thing that he needs, is that he can just have triple cast unlocked permanently. He doesn't have to unlock it, because it's kind of annoying, you know, to unlock triple cast nowadays. Most units have that by now. Maeve is also a decent option, but I'm sure most of you guys have pulled her because she's been on my off-banner list for quite a while, so I think you may have pulled a few of her. I'm scrolling past quite a bit here. I'm going to keep going. Esther is here if you have had her at EX0, but there's a big problem, and I don't really want to talk too much about her. Fragments are here, so save up quite a few tickets if you want to get Esther. If you are stuck at EX2, this is an opportunity to go to EX3. If you are having her in the Shard Dungeon for a while, you may have been able to get her at EX3 if you are at 150 out of 200. That's all I'm going to say for right now. I'm going to keep all of my ranting until the end. There's Roberta, and she is available as well, so Roberta is very valuable. She has a lot of things that you can use her for, so definitely go ahead and get Roberta's fragments if you need that. Definitely very valuable. Kind of controversial, but Fravia is also a very good option, and I would say minorly that Fina is also an option for you, like if you like to as well, if you need a light buffer, because there aren't very many of those that are really that amazing. So she is one of the only ones that are actually pretty decent in this selection. For if you didn't have Jet, Fledgling Warrior is a decent alternative to Jet. Remember, Jet is premium. He is not in this selection because he's newer than Olive. But Fledgling Warrior has a lot of options. He has a lot of mitigation. Remember, though, he's a physical tank only. He just has no magical stuff in regards to his kit, so it's also a pretty option. One of the biggest options, I would say top 3, and this guy is in a lot of my teams permanently almost because he's so good. Kaito. Tidebringer Kaito is definitely one of the best Clash of Wills units ever, until someone else comes along that can do something that you can do. But definitely one of the best options available. His Brave Shift form, his base form, both the LB and SL, or both LBs on both sides are very valuable in certain situations. Remember, the base form has 27 hits, so you can chain with 22 times 3 Bolting Strike, and the Brave Shift form you can chain with Esther and Chizuru, who I'll be talking about very soon here. Chizuru is around the corner. He's right here, so I definitely pick Chizuru. There's also another option if you need wind in perils. This guy right here is very valuable. He's very easy to use. His LB and SLB are 27 hits. They're not the delayed version like Lulu, so this is a very good option as well. I know I am saying a lot of the units are good to pick, but I'm actually skipping a lot. So this is going to be a very helpful guide for you guys. I mean, this is, like, if you're a new player, I'd be like, what am I even picking in all this? And I did skip quite a bit. I did skip quite a bit, guys. A lot of this stuff is just like, it's just not really worth picking. Asterisk behind the Balthier fragments. If you don't have Frame at all, then there's no reason to even look at this guy. And so Global didn't implement the Star Quartz, where you could pick Fran from a selection of limited time units that you can't get other than if you play the event. But there will, I'm not sure if they give out Fran again, but there is a upcoming event where her event returns, I guess. I don't know if Global will do that, but there's an option. Fran, or both of your fragments are there. Vaughn, he's also a very good Firebreaker, 160% fire apparel. And finally, of course, the last one, Olive. Olive is very good. She has some small flaws here and there, but what unit doesn't have flaws, right? But she's a very powerful unit, very strong. So if you want Olive, if you had pulled for her, but you weren't able to get enough fragments to get her to EX2, EX3, or even EX1, now is the time to pick her. So that being said, guys, you don't really want to look at any of these other stuff like Lagoon. I mean, yeah, a lot of these are Final Fantasy units, base units, and I wish they were more valuable, but sadly, not. If you're a new player and you're like, wow, Lagoon is in the game, I'm going to pick him. Sadly, you're going to put your nostalgia aside. He's just not that good. He does have AoE breaks, or he's an AoE chainer. He does have Gun Imperil and Water Imperil, but it's just not good enough. And Renoa kind of fell off already. She was good for a time with her Apocalypse spam, but it never really took off that much. So there's that as well. Now that I've helped you out, I think you want to know what I think, because everybody always wants to know what I think about this kind of stuff. So we were bamboozled, guys. We were bamboozled. So it costs two tickets to get shards for premium units, and you can only get 50 of them in total instead of like 100 or something. So if you do the two, you actually can't get 300 shards in total. You can only get 150. That's how the math works. So I know they kind of changed it where it said up to 300 in the news or whatever, but it's like, we waited all this time. They were being very vague about it. I was being I don't know how you could be skeptical and positive at the same time, but I kind of was. I was like, it's kind of sus, but I'm going to vote for it because I want the fragments and it's maybe going to be good. And when I saw that they included premium units, like, wow, they're going to include premium units. This is going to be great. They're all going to be costing one ticket, and then we'll all get a bunch of shards. And then they did something worse by nerfing it to where you have to use 2 tickets for how many? Or 10 shards for 2 tickets instead of 1 ticket. So, and then even worse than that, and I know that's a surprise to even say that's worse than that. Sylvie and Wilk are not included as of this video, but I saw that some people sent in some messages to their support, and they said that it's intended that they're not there. And the reason for that, at least for what I think it is they don't want people to have easier access to their cards. I think that's the only reason. I feel like that's the only reason, guys. Some people are saying, that's a kind of weaker argument. Some people are saying, oh, because they want you to pull on their monthly fragment dungeon, but they wouldn't. That's a weak argument. The biggest argument, and probably the correct one, is that they don't want you to get more of Sylvie's cards. They don't want you to get Wilk's card. In my personal opinion, I don't think Wilk's and Sylvie's cards are really that amazing. I've done rank 1 clear without Wilk's card this whole time, so I think it's just a helpful feature to have, but it's not like super duper amazing. But it is good to have, and I was hoping to get it because he's at 50 shards out of 200 right now. I was hoping to get there, but this whole thing is a mess. If I would have known, of course they didn't let us know all this stuff, but personally, if they would have let us know all this ahead of time, I would have said not to vote for this. I think I did make a video saying that this was the best option, and now I regret that option. I apologize if I misled. I didn't really mislead you that much, but That's the reason why I don't really like to tell people what to vote for, because this stuff happens, you know? I would have said to vote for the Lapis option. Obviously, the third option was terrible, and you should never vote for that. This is at least better than the third option, but it's not better than Lapis at this point. You have to wait for 20 plus days to get all the tickets. Then you need to spend it on a lesser amount for premiums, or for just I don't know, guys. It's tough. This is terrible. This might be one of the worst, top 10, probably one of the worst things that Gumi ever did. There's a lot of things that they do bad, and people will still defend them. People will still say that Gumi is better than JP. Now, JP does a lot of bad things, but they don't skip out on unit buffs. They don't skip out on giving rewards out that are good and right away and are promised and things like that. Yeah, they do a lot of scummy things, like their banner step-ups and stuff like that are not that amazing, but Global constantly does a whole bunch of bad things and people just sweep it on the rug. Oh, it's just fine, you know. No, there's a lot of bad things that Gumi does, and we need to start calling them out for it. Even the casual players that don't really care about a lot of things, you need to speak up, because the casual player are the people that Gumi listens to the most. They're not going to listen to people like me. I'll make this video, I'll speak in my mind, but they're not going to listen to people like me because I'm going to keep playing. They're listening to the people that are going to come on and log in and log out and maybe spend some money here and there if they are enticed a little bit. That's who they're looking for. Not people like me, not people like you. They're looking for the casual players. They're listening to the casual players. If a bunch of casual players start messaging them and saying, hey, this is effed up, what are you doing with this? They might change it. It's just my opinion, guys. That's why I don't really. That's why they make all these live streams now, because like a lot of casual players are going to go into live stream. Oh, they're doing live stream. Oh, look, you know, stuff like that. They're not going to listen to, you know, the dedicated player base because they're already hooked, right? So I like to speak my mind, of course. If you don't like my opinion, that's fine too. Unsubscribe if you'd like to. But I always speak my mind. I try to be positive about this as much as I can, but you can't be positive about this at all. And I dare people to try to make a positive argument about this, because it's bad. But for the new players, if you're a new player, this is heaven. This is heaven for you guys, because you get there's almost no negatives about this because you just get shards. And if you pulled a lot of EX0 units and you missed out on the VIP shop, you are going to be getting on your way to building a good account. So this is very good for new players. For the middling and people like me, this is not so great. I hate it. And yeah, so this video went on way longer than I thought. My rant is kind of going on twists and turns. So that's about it, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Anything I just said. If you think that this is fine, that's fine too. Everybody has their own opinion. I can't say that you're wrong, because in my personal opinion, there's almost never wrong opinions. It's just differing opinions, really, right? I mean, of course, there could be some seriously wrong opinions about certain things, where, you know, it's like, oh, what is 2 plus 2? No, it's 5. It's 5. No, it's 4. See, that's a wrong answer, something like that. I'm going way too crazy with this. Let me know what you guys think about in the comment section down below again. I want to hear all of your guys' comments about this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.